Welcome back. Now, again, my name is Colin Foley. I am a customer success pivot career coach. And what I want to do today is a little bit of a two-pronged approach and a little bit of a longer form, totally free training. If you like this training, please reach out to me. I do more of these kind of toolkits, these trainings and coaching in one-on-one and a whole program, also resume workshops as well. So what I want to do today is what I'm noticing a lot on LinkedIn or the struggles in today's market are people thinking or wanting or having this idea of customer success. Maybe they're pivoting from nutrition, they're pivoting from healthcare, they're pivoting from sales, right? They don't know where to start. They don't know if their resume works. They know maybe a little bit of pieces, but they don't understand the full scope of what goes in. Now, me, like I came from hospitality and that was really my bread and butter. And I came from that relationship building, but that really client facing customer transactional customer service standpoint. So it was a big learning curve for me to land the interviews and land the customer success job in a SaaS tech career. So one of the big components that I've been seeing that a lot of people have basically come out to me is they're interested in pivoting or transition, but they don't really know where to start. Maybe they've tailored their resume. They've just started searching. It sounds interesting, right? Maybe they don't have a strategy. Maybe they don't have a toolkit, right? When you go into this process, you need to have the mindset of positivity, keep at it, and good things will happen, because ultimately, like, this is going to be a tough job market. You need to have the skills, you need to have the actual resume and the ability to tailor everything you're doing towards the goal of landing a customer success job, no matter what industry that you're coming from. And what I want to do now is kind of walk through a short little kind of like toolkit and checklist that I think is useful as you're sort of navigating this transition, and I think it will help you as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go through everything word by word, but I have a full actual Notion toolkit on my website and on through my services where I give you everything plus videos, templates, call with me, everything for $50. That's very, very affordable. What I want to do here for free is kind of walk you through some good steps of how you would navigate this. So you really have to understand like what customer success is, right? And that it's a critical function within businesses that are focusing on maximizing the value customers receive from a product and service, right? Your goal is churn mitigation and expansion. That is the goal right there, while also delivering outcome driven value, right? It's not just about NPS. It's not just about adoption, right? So you're going to get a book of business. You need to be polished. You need to be presenting them, with information well, and you be delivering value on each and every call. That ultimately lands to a renewal, the churn mitigation, but also expansion of products that go deeper, right? Exactly here. It's not just reacting to these customers' issues. So as you kind of start your job search process, this is the beginning of this toolkit is what is customer success? What is your knowledge base? Have you read books? Have you joined communities? Have you done your research? Have you done your homework, right? Why pivot, right? It's a super, super in demand industry, right? And you're seeing a big shift now from companies that are either looking for growth versus maybe profitability, right? And this is part of this area that as you go into this, you need to research your companies. Where are they in their funding cycle, right? Are they in growth at all cost? That might be a situation where they might be able to take a chance on you as an entry level, train you, you can learn, and it might be something more geared towards like, look, your metrics are less maybe sales or bottom line oriented. Where if you are an OPEX, or where sales are, you are driving and directly impacting revenue, that is probably going to be more geared towards a maturity level company that is more focused on profitability, right? So they can't mess around as much. They need you to produce in your first 30 days, right? But it's clearly an impactful role. And that was one of the key reasons why I even loved making the switch and transition into customer success, was I wanted those direct areas as an individual contributor that I could say quantifiably, like, I did this, and this is how I impacted my roles. Diverse skill set and transferable skills, hard and soft skills for sure, right? So the next step is saying like, you found what it is, you found sort of why it is, and now you're saying You're identifying these transferable skills. And again, a lot of people I think are pushing back on just transferable skills. I see it every single day. There's been multiple people in my company alone that are being hired for positions that they haven't been customer success managers. I myself was hired and I wasn't a customer success manager prior to becoming a customer success manager. At the end of the day, yes, if you're applying for a very, very senior role, they're going to want you to already have that track record. But if you're applying for an entry level associate or a company that's willing to take that chance on you, it might be hard, but that's part of the whole game. That's why you need a toolkit. That's why you need coaching. That's why you need to understand this. That's why you need to do this whole approach to this whole process, right? What are those transferable skills? And maybe they're hard skills as well. Maybe you do have contract ability. Maybe you do have sales. Maybe you do have data analysis. Maybe you do have AI capabilities, problem solving. List them out in an audit, write them down, do job description research, find out what other people have, and list those down all on a piece of paper. Start crafting your success stories. These are going to be your bread and butter. Because at the end of the day, your resume is going to be powerful, to have the keywords, to be optimized, all of those items, right? But at the end of the day, how do you present yourself? Especially if you are in a competitive market and you do not have maybe some of those titles of customer success manager, right? Are you presenting yourself well? Do you have stories? Are you fumbling over your words? What's your time talk? Track yourself. Do it on ChatGPT. Do mock interviews. Hire a coach. This is going to be probably one of your best investments that you can do aside from your resume and really aside from having this strategy of like, what stories really win, right? And really when you're crafting your stories, they should be real. This is why salespeople get this right a lot is people buy the product, but they ultimately they get invested in that salesperson who sold them on a story, who sold them on a vision. Can you solve that hiring manager's pain point? Are you speaking to them in relatable terms and lingo? When you're crafting your story, don't sound so robotic and it's so rehearsed. You still want to have the tonality of a real person so that they know when you get in front of a client, you're going to build a rapport with them, right? So it's okay to have a timely, maybe a joke or something in there as you're cracking your story, or a relatable scenario, or even a sign of weakness in that you show growth in a scenario and how you learned from that. These are going to be really, really important. And these stories need to be completely and directly relatable to the actual job. So again, this one isn't hard coded, but again, you want to have sort of a strategy. And I think that again, this is where I worked with people, and I think this is also important. It's how are you crafting out, your weekly step-by-step journey, your monthly journey, whether you're doing your revamp your LinkedIn, you're retailing your resume, you're tracking things in a Notion or an Excel tracker, or even an actual accounts tracker like Teal or anything like that. What are you doing, and how are you actually tracking that data? What worked, what didn't work, what networking outreach worked, what didn't work. And that's really where this sort of thing is. Have a plan with this. Be able to track it, be able to measure it, and track it week by week. And then again, prepare for the interview process. Do mock interviews, get involved, understand the lingo, understand the job, understand the pay scale, right? And be ready to have your buckets interview stories ready to go. If they want a big win story, have 3 ready to go. If they want a churn or a save scenario, have 3 to go. If they want a escalation or a big product support issue, have 3 ready to go. And if you don't have those already, if you are in a position where you don't necessarily have, we weren't measured on direct KPIs, dig deep. This is where you're going to have to kind of do that homework is okay, maybe you don't have an expansion goal, but what can you do on your daily basis of what did we track weekly and a monthly basis that drove some sort of client or relationship outcome that I had a direct impact month over month, that led to a result, right? And that result may be dollars, maybe usage, utilization, it may be anything. This is where you need to get creative and then showcase learnings, the gaps, certifications, whatever they may be, to that hiring manager at the end of the call. So again, this is just a high level. I have a whole another downloadable resource like this that has videos, that has walkthroughs, that has downloadable templates, and also has an opportunity for an actual call with me as well. So hopefully this was helpful. And again, the more you can kind of stick with it, the more you can kind of really dial in your stories, your strategy, the better success you will have and the better mindset you'll have as well.